Emperor Dagran Thaurissan was the leader of the Dark Iron Dwarfs and the final boss of the Blackrocks Depth dungeon back in vanilla. With the 20th anniversary, we got a reimagined version of his dungeon in form of a raid with updated models, and Dagran Thaurissan's upgrade looks like this. Yeah, pretty disappointing, I know. So since Blizzard couldn't take the time to make a proper new outfit for him and instead just slapped on a different pair of shoulders, I decided to do it myself. First I will show you how to recreate the original as close as possible, then the new version, and then I will show you my own new version of him. First of all, to actually recreate him you have to play as a priest, since his iconic weapon Iron Foe is not usable by mages or warlocks. But if you don't care about the weapon, you can also play another Cloth class. The helmet is the Imperial Red Circlet, which is a world warp for vanilla and can sometimes be found on the auction house. The shoulders are not exactly recreatable. The same model exists in different color variations, but not as this red version. However, there's the exquisite Thunderseer mantle, which is an heirloom and can be bought in Ironforge or Orgrimmar, and it looks very similar, just with a slightly different shape. The robes of a royal crown can be looted from Dagran Thaurissan himself at the end of the Blackrocks Depth dungeon. The boots are the Duskwoven sandals, which again are a world warp from vanilla and can be found on the auction house. The weapon is Iron Foe, which rarely can drop from Dagran Thaurissan. And that's his original design recreated as good as possible. His new model uses the Molten Magma Mantle instead, which can drop from Magma Tusk in the Netherus dungeon in the Waking Shores on the Dragon Isles. And that's literally the only change they have made. Pretty lazy redesign, don't you think? I mean, they really could have not changed the model at all instead and it would have been totally fine. So I decided to give it a little makeover. I've changed the robe to the Harvester's Court vestments, which is part of a Harvester's Court attire set, which you get for reaching renown level 60 with the Vantir Covenant from Shadowlands. This chest piece has a pretty cool collar, which fits the whole Emperor theme very nicely. He's the king under the mountain after all. I also added the Shadowpan Assault Tabard, which usually would not be really fitting, but due to the long beard you only see parts of it and the colors are matching very nicely with the rest of the set. You can buy it on the Isle of Wonder after reaching an exalted reputation with the Shadowpan Assault, which you can easily get by running the Thrall of Thunder raid a couple of times. For the legs I picked the Elder's Volcanic Web, which can drop from Igira the Cruel in the raid Amyrdrasil the Dream Soap on normal difficulty. For the hands I chose the Aranazi Shadow Weaver Gloves, which can drop from Portal Master Hazabel in the raid Taurus the Burning Throne. The boots I picked are the Vibrant Wildercloth Slippers, which can be crafted by tailors with skill in the Dragonfly tailoring profession, but you can also just take other boots instead. You don't see much of them anyways. And for the cape I picked the Expeditionary Cape, which can be purchased after reaching renown level 10 with the Hellowfall Arathi from Aurelia's Steel Strike in Merida in Hellowfall. I think it still looks like the Emperor of the Dark Iron Dwarfs would look like, so I'm pretty satisfied with the whole set. Of course the old version is much more known, since Emperor Dagran Thaurissan is such an iconic character, and if you want to pick the old transmog, that's totally fine with me. But I wanted to give you my own version as well. I also have many other characters recreated, and if you are interested, consider to leave a sub and check out my playlist right here. Until next time, see ya!